me. In these live stream sessions, I live stream every single day of this year. Well, not this year, of this month, of this year, to kickstart 2025 on a high note. So if you're new here, welcome. Please send me a message in the chat to let me know that you're here. Meanwhile, I'll make sure that music is going. Hello, Rohit. Good morning. How are you doing on January 7th of your time? Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on another day of live streaming. As some of you may know, I have been live streaming every single day of this month, and I'm going to live stream until January 30, which means 30 days of live streaming. Pinak, welcome back, Pinak. So nice to see you again. I hope it hasn't snowed much in where you are. I read in the news that there is winter storm coming, so I hope you are warm and bundled in. Nice to see you again, eating some samosa chaat for dinner. Oh man, I'm jealous. I wish I had some samosa chaat. If you've been joining me for live streaming in the past few days, you may remember that we have been building an OpenAI application so far. Today's episode is a little bit different because we're going to take a recap of what happened in frontend in 2024. I think in the beginning of the year, it's a really good time to kind of recap everything that happened in frontend because things change so fast, but also catch up with something that you may not have known. For example, React 19 came out last year. If you were not aware, React 19 is out. There are new features in React that you can know. Also, I have been looking up other frameworks that have released their versions. So something that I realized was that Angular released its 17, 18, and 19 version last year, which is crazy how much stuff they've been pushing out. So in today's hour, I am going to spend some time recapping everything that happened in front end in 2024 and create a newsletter that I will be sending out in a few hours. And if you want to subscribe to that newsletter or get that article, this is where you can find it. Also, if you're new here, welcome. Thank you for joining me on this live stream chat. I am going to live stream every single day of January and start the year on a high note. If you've been joining me for a while, like Pinak has, thank you so much for your support. Your support means a lot to me and it helps me keep going every single day. So without further ado, let's see what happened in 2024. I'm going to share my screen. I already have some notes going, so I'm going to share what I have been reading. And I will share my Chrome tab as well. If I can find them, that is. Okay, so this is where this article is going to be published. This is the newsletter, Shruti Substack. I've sent the link in the chat and you can find it there. On the right side is where I'm compiling all the notes, everything that I'm learning in this session, and I will send it out as a newsletter later today. So if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. वो गिटार सिर्फ पोज के लिए है या फिर बजाना भी आता है? हम आपके हैं कौन? Reference if you watched it, you will know. Yes, I know how to play guitar. Hello, humble fools. Nice to meet you. Where are you joining us from? And what time is it there? Also, I would love to know which platform are you watching this on? I believe I'm streaming on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. So tell me, which platform are you watching this on? Okay, let's get started. This is going to move here. So here's what I've compiled so far. Let me close some extra tabs. What is this? Oh, this is a really good article. Okay, here's what I have so far. I'm writing down everything that I am reading, and I'm going to compile this as a list of notes. Then later on, I'm going to send this out as a newsletter, but I will be taking notes as I read, and I'll share the links as well while I'm reading. So you can go through them as you're doing. Nice to meet you. Early morning from India. What time is it in India right now? I think it might be 6:30, 6:49. Wow, nice to meet you. Thank you for joining me early morning. Watching you on YouTube and Twitch both. Thank you, Pinak. I'm watching you and Time Enjoyed, another web dev streamer. Cool, awesome. Okay, gotta put the phone in do not disturb mode. And let's do this. We have almost 45 minutes to learn what's new in 2024. Okay, so if you're not familiar, React 19 is now stable. React Next.js 15 is announced, and Angular 19 Actually, 17, 18, and 19 is released. So that's what happened in 2024. And now what I want to find out is what's up with Astro, Solid, Quick, CSS, 10 Stack. 10 Stack was also announced last year. And anything else that I may have missed. So if you feel like I've missed something, let me know in the chat. Okay, meanwhile, I'm going to read this article. You don't need Next.js, which actually has been featured in two newsletters that I follow. So I'm going to read this article today. Okay, so this talks about Comfy Deploy dashboard from Next.js to just React, which is actually pretty interesting to read because not a lot of people talk about that. Mostly people go from React to Next.js. So the other route is not really talked about. So it's interesting to read this. Hot reload under 200 milliseconds. Build time went from 3 minutes to 18 seconds, which is crazy. And there's a tweet he mentioned, so let's open this up. 3 minutes with Next.js and 18 seconds with just React. I started Comfy Deploy as an open source project, full stack app with Next.js, doing all the heavy lifting for both front end and back end. We had drizzle and server actions. It was all good until things started hitting the fan. We received an unexpected 2000 bill from Vercel due to high API usage. That's a big reason why people try to move away from platforms like Vercel. Do you use Obsidian or Notion for note taking? I use both for different purposes. I actually use Notion for note taking. This on the right hand side is the newsletter itself editor. I'm editing within the newsletter's post feature. Um, I find it very easy, and actually use this. I copy this text over into my Notion later for archiving, but I write my newsletters all within Substack itself. Testing APIs became a nightmare because there are a lot of server actions mixed with API routes. Interesting. Build times got so slow it felt like watching paint dry. I wonder why their build time was so slow. Local dev was brutal. Every tiny change triggered a full SSR reload. Interesting. Next.js is a powerful full stack framework, but its all in one approach can lead to development complexity as your application grows. Our decision to migrate was driven by two factors. First, as an API platform, we need to scale beyond Vercel's functional limitations. Okay. A dedicated auto scaling server made more sense than Next.js API layers. I wonder what Comfy Deploy does. Let's find out. Comfy Deploy. Production ready APIs for your Comfy UI workflows. Backed by Y Combinator, helping teams collaborate and deploy AI applications faster. Oh, I see. They've got some big players in the market. Made for teams using Comfy UI. Edit and share workflows across your team with version control, one workspace for the whole team. Stop wasting time on configuration. What is Comfy UI? Is anybody familiar with Comfy UI? Is Substack a blogging platform? I have heard of Substack but never tried it. I used to have a blog on WordPress like 10 years ago. Substack is actually, I would say it's a newsletter platform. You can subscribe to people's newsletters. So if I go to like Explore, I believe. Yeah. So you can see the other newsletters that I'm subscribed to. Um, for example, the Pragmatic Engineer. Subscribe. I wasn't even subscribed to this. Come on. So you can see the articles that people have written, and it's really nice because you don't have to host it on your own application or your own website, but the kind of like the writing medium is really nice as well. So you're kind of writing as just Markdown. But also it helps you kind of send the word out and send newsletters um, through the platform itself, and it's kind of like Mailchimp with Notion. That's how I would describe it. I used to have a Tiny Letter for managing my newsletter, and Tiny Letter was turned down, so I switched over to Substack, and since then I've been loving Substack. And I used to have a blog on WordPress like 10 years ago, and since then WordPress has had a lot of security issues with plugin vulnerability, so I've been looking for a new blogging platform. So like dev dot to, not sure if you have heard of dot. Yeah, so I've heard of dev dot to. It's kind of similar to dev dot to. You can post blogs, you can create blog posts. The difference between this and blog and dev dot to is that this is Mailchimp plus dev2. So you can create your newsletter, have people subscribe to your newsletter, and then you can send post out as well through the platform. So it's dev2 plus a subscription platform like Mailchimp or Tiny Letter if you're familiar with that. So I really like it. And there's a lot more non-technical blogs here as well, because it's open to non-developers as well. So I recommend it. But I do post all of my blogs on my own site. Um, so I kind of like cross post whenever I post, or I at least try to when I post, which is just a Next.js blog. If you're looking for a blogging platform, not exactly blogging, but Astro is also awesome. If you've never heard of that. Okay. Ugh, I hate when this happens. Let me move there. All right. Um, cool. So let's close this. And we were here. Okay. As we kept growing, we kept adding more libraries. Okay, so this is where they explain why their build time was so long. As we kept growing, we kept adding more libraries. The build just kept getting slower and slower. At one point, after adding Sentry, it hit 7 minutes. Wow. That's crazy. Okay, let's find out what, again, they do, how their API is built. I am like 10% developer. I get imposter syndrome every time I try coding. Um, you're not alone in getting imposter syndrome. Even a professional engineer like me and others also get imposter syndrome when we code. So you're definitely not alone. I understand the fundamentals of coding, but I get imposter syndrome. Okay, I have a video that I can recommend you. I created a video to talk about 7 strategies you can use to overcome imposter syndrome. If you haven't watched this video, I highly recommend it. Let me find this. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here. I hope this helps you, Pinak. Imposter syndrome is no joke. It hits everybody in the industry. I host fireside chats on this channel as well, and every single person that I've hosted on the channel has talked about their imposter syndrome as well. So you're definitely not alone. I think as you progress in the career and as you develop more and more applications, it becomes easier to manage imposter syndrome, but it never really goes away. So I hope these strategies will be helpful for you. Okay. Also, articles that interested me. I'm gonna write. You may not play next. Okay. All right. So the local dev situation wasn't any better. We were running this monorepo with turbo repo. Not to mention, it became such a pain to manage. Starting up dev servers felt like booting up an old Windows 95 PC on my M3 Max MacBook Pro. That's crazy. Then Next.js R15 RC dropped. I thought, hey, TurboPack might save us. Spent a week upgrading only to run into compatibility issues. I hate that when that happens. When I was upgrading my site, I think I was a Next.js 9 and upgraded it to Next.js 10. And I was working on a blog post that I had to publish right away. My site also broke because of compatibility issues, and I hate when that happens. Like, I don't want to spend time fixing Next.js. I'm trying to push a blog post out. It's just a tool. Get out of my way. Especially because the way technology is advancing, you feel like you're always behind and just trying to catch up every day. I feel you, Pinak. I feel like that every single time. That's literally why I'm doing this recap as well. I think one thing that I've noticed is that because technology changes so fast, and especially if you're working with you're not working on keeping yourself updated every single day, things can go out of hand so fast. So what helps me is dedicating like an hour or two at the end of a week or at the end of a month to kind of just literally recap what happened. So I'm doing this as a recap of 2024. So many things were released in 2024, and I don't think I knew I am caught up with everything that was released in 2024. So dedicating some time in which you can kind of recap everything that happened in the last 1 month or 1 week or whatever cadence works for you. I think that really helps in keeping you updated. So you're not always constantly like, oh my god, I'm falling behind, but also you don't have to always be on Twitter and reading blog posts all the time. So I totally understand that with professional development or even with something else that you might be doing, and coding is not your full-time job, that can happen. So keeping a cadence of trying to catch up after a few weeks, a few months, or whatever that works for you can be really helpful. React JS में एक अच्छा प्रोजेक्ट बताओ. Hmm. Hi, Gaju Kumar. How are you? First, I would like to know what kind of project are you looking to build? So, for those who don't know Hindi, the question is, tell me a good project in React.js. I would ask you, like, what kind of project are you looking to build? Are you trying to build a front end project, a back end project? Are you doing it to demonstrate your skills? What is kind of your target, and how comfortable with React are you? How to improve my React skills. Again, I think this question is pretty broad. Um, Tell me a little bit more about what specifically are you looking to polish? Is this the first time you're working with React, or have you already built a project and you're trying to like maybe focus more on the front end, maybe focus more on the lifecycle parts of React, maybe focus more on building a full scale web application with React? Front end. Okay. So I'm guessing you are probably preparing for interviews, or maybe you are building an application. So tell me a bit more about what your use case is, and I can kind of help you point there. Okay. One morning I'm sitting here watching Nexus Startup. That was it. I've had enough. Hey team, we're going back to drag. Give me a week. We went all in with Handstack Router plus RSpec. RSpec? RSpec? How do you say that? Moved our entire Shadcn folder, um, our components, everything. And you know what? Within days, it felt like we had broken free from chains and we didn't even know we had instant dev server less than 2 seconds. So it seems that they moved from um, Next.js to Handstack Router. Interesting. Moved from Next.js to just React using Handstack Router. Router plus RSpec. RSpec? Oh, what we lost. This is nice that they talked about trade-offs as well. Interview. Okay, cool. So I actually have prepared a course talking about exactly this. Let me share the link. So, Gaju, I understand that building React applications can be really daunting. And one of the things that I wish that I had learned was understanding React enough so that I can prepare for an interview and give an interview. So, in this course, okay, in this course, I build a slideshow application, which is actually a very commonly asked interview question. And by building this application, I show you what hooks you need, talk about some hooks like use effect, use state, explain those hooks, and then show you how to use those hooks to actually build an interview question, which is a slideshow application, which is a very commonly asked interview question. I won't tell you exactly which company asked me that question, but it's a very popular short form content company that asked me that interview question as well as my tech screen. So in this course, I kind of break down the fundamentals of React, but also walk you through practical examples on building React applications. This course is available on O'Reilly. I do understand that O'Reilly is a paid platform and not everybody would have access to it. So I'm actually building a new course on Free Code Camp that talks about just React hooks. And I'm going to release a small segment of it on my YouTube channel as well. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe so you can get access to that course. It'll come out, I'm going to record that this week. So it's going to come out next week. Let me share that as well. React hooks, and the video is going to be called top React hooks you need to know. And I'm gonna be doing the same stuff. I'm going to be building a slideshow application in this and showing you exactly 5 hooks that you need to know in order to build that. And I think it's going to be really hands-on, really fun video where you can kind of learn the 5 basic React hooks you need to know to get started with interview preparation. And I believe your name was Gaju. Gaju, I hope that will be helpful for you. You should build Udemy courses. Actually, I've been thinking of that. Thank you for saying that. Like, I've been thinking of whether I should start putting content on Udemy. I did create a course in O'Reilly last year, and I'm thinking of expanding to other platforms as well. And I'm also curious to hear, where do you typically learn React? What is your preferred platform for learning? Is it Udemy, Front End Masters, Egghead, O'Reilly, or something else? Because this year I'm going to create more courses and I'm thinking about which platform to choose for that. Totally, I would buy your course. Thank you, Pinak. Thank you. You're welcome, Gaju. I hope that helps. Working on React for more than a year now. Hi, Ritik. How are you doing? Built few things, but need something that challenges me. Maybe a project slash framework. Just need to build something. I love that you have been working on React for more than a year now, and I hope that by this time your fundamentals are clear. The next thing that I would recommend you to build is perhaps implementing the server side of things. And if you're comfortable with that, moving on to a framework. If you have not already added Next.js to your project, add that. Think about a problem that you want to solve, and think about what you can do or what kind of app you can build to fix that problem. I think when companies are looking for people who have gone beyond, above and beyond just React fundamentals, they're looking to see if you have built a full stack application. So by demonstrating that you can build front end and back end, and that you work with a framework like Next.js, or if you want to expand into more libraries like Tanstack router, that would be the next step I would do. So expanding your front end knowledge into back end, plus also learning how to deploy a web app and learning how to scale that web app, I think would be the next logical approach. In terms of like what project you should build, I think you should build a project that you are motivated by, and some things that I think like just if you want to just find like an app that you want to build, you'll be able to easily like Google some app ideas and find out that's apps that are just beyond to do applications. A common example that a lot of people do is a music player app, which demonstrates how to stream in data and also show data and also have buffering available. Um, Another really nice way to kind of expand your skills is by incorporating OpenAI or an AI LLM into your application. This way, you are not only building the front end, but you're also building the back end and also learning AI as well. So, those are some routes I would recommend for you, Ritik. Udemy, Skillshare, YouTube, especially if you can walk me through a project. Sweet, awesome. I had not thought of Skillshare, but it's nice to see that Skillshare is also something that you would learn from. YouTube is actually my preferred medium of learning as well. So much content is available for free, especially on Free Code Camp. So that's one of the places that I go to learn as well. But also Udemy. I think I've learned most of my React stuff from Udemy. So thank you for sharing that, Pinak. I think that gives me the motivation I need to create that React Hooks course. It's going to come out soon, before March, I promise you. You can hold me accountable to that. Good morning, Kumar Singh. How are you doing this morning? If you're saying morning, I'm guessing you're in India. I would love to know where in India you're joining us from, or maybe on that side of the world. I'm also thinking to learn React, but this would take me forever. Um, I'm curious why you say this would take you forever. Is it because you don't know where to start, or is it because it feels too overwhelming? Um, if you're thinking to learn React, the course that I shared, wait, let me go back to this. Here. This course that I shared is a really good starting point. I think you'll be able to finish this course within 3 hours, I believe. And if you're overwhelmed and don't have a structure, this is a good place to start. Can you build a Chrome extension with React? Oh yeah, and also Free Code Camp and the Odin project. Yes, you can build a Chrome extension with React for sure. Um, I actually worked on a Chrome extension at PayPal that was built in React. It's called Honey. If you've ever used Honey and PayPal together, that that part where you actually check out with Honey, that's the stuff that I built. Oh no, the part where you have a Chrome extension Honey and you check out with PayPal by adding something in your cart and it applies coupon codes to your card, and then you can check out through the Chrome extension itself. That's the part that I built. Oh yeah, and also Free Code Camp and the Odin project. App full stack developer ho. Um, am I a full stack developer? I have built full stack apps. I can build full stack apps. I am more I think front end development is my forte, and that's where I feel the most comfortable in. I can build full stack apps. I'm not an expert in full stack development. I would say I'm an expert in front end, not full stack, but I can do full stack. I can build an app. I've built apps. Started with streaming just this morning. Have been itching to go into streaming for a while now. Have you? Are you streaming, Ritik? Let. Oh, are you talking about streaming data? Or are you talking about Twitch streaming? Yep, my quick goal is to integrate OpenAI and other AI tools to do specific tasks while at your job. Sweet, awesome. That is something that I'm working on the stream as well, in these 30 days challenge. So if you are looking to learn, join me. Honey is in the news for all the wrong reasons. Don't say honey. Why? Which free AI is capable to read and give code structure like 2000 lines? Uh, I don't think I understand your question, Kumar Singh. Okay, meanwhile, let's get back to learning what happened in 2024. Okay, right. We're almost done with this article. Let's finish this article. These losses forced us to make better architectural decisions. Instead of relying on framework magic, we had to design our API contracts more thoughtfully, implement caching where it actually matter, think about data flow and state management more deliberately. Nice. What we lost, co-location of front end and back end. Now we have separate front end and back end code bases, but end up having separation of concerns. Interesting. That's kind of how we had at PayPal as well. We had different front end and back end code bases. Next.js caching features, we lost built-in caching mechanisms, but actually most of our data needed real-time updates. We ended up implementing specific caching where actually needed, pre-rendering and initial load. Uh, we lost built-in caching mechanism, but actually most of our data needed real-time updates. This is actually what we do at Slack as well. We don't have Next.js, so we build in caching wherever we need to. Pre-rendering and initial load, no more automatic static generation, required more thoughtful code splitting to save page load speed, right? But actually improved UX, no more ghost clicks where users see buttons they can interact with because JS hasn't loaded. They can't interact with because JS hasn't loaded. More predictable loading states. Server components and actions lost the magic of server components. Magic of server components. Server actions made quick data fetching too easy. First is to design better, more intentional APIs better for our real-time needs. Polling updates were actually harder with blocking server actions. So actions made quick data fetching too easy, maybe too easy. First is to design better, more intentional APIs better for our real-time needs. Polling updates were actually harder than blocking server actions. आप कौन सी कंपनी में हो अभी? I work at Slack. Okay, so that was that article. I think it was a very, really well written article. I wish there was more detail in this, but I think it's interesting to see their use case that they went back to React using TanStack Router. I think it speaks more about TanStack Router or than just React. But it's crazy to see that their build time was 3 minutes, which is crazy. But anyways, we were talking about what's new in web in 2024 or what happened in 2024. So let's see what happened with Astro. Let's see, Astro updates. Good morning, Ronit. How are you doing? Where are you joining us from? Front end role. Yes, I am in front end at Slack. I wonder if you're watching this on Twitter and if I can see your comments. LinkedIn. Oh, hi, Archie. I just opened LinkedIn and I saw your comment here. So, hello, welcome, Archie. Do you have links allowed in your Twitch chat? I am not sure. Try posting links if it works for you. By the way, about Twitch, I just realized that on Twitch, you need to have a $50 threshold so you can get paid all of your subscriptions, which is crazy because I am a few cents away from my payout threshold. I think I have like 30 cents away from my payout threshold, which is crazy. I have to wait for one more subscription before I can get paid on Twitch. Uh, Based on which city? I am in Seattle. Can you share your LinkedIn link for Connect? Yes, my LinkedIn is also Shruti Kapoor 08. I'm on the internet in most places at Shruti Kapoor 08. But I want to say that if you are sending a message on LinkedIn or sending a connection request, please send me a message or a note with it because LinkedIn tends to submerge all of these and it's very hard to find any connection request. So if you're sending a connection request, please send me a note as a message and so I can add you as a connection. आपकी सैलरी कितनी है? वाह वाह भाई वाह, लाइव स्ट्रीम पे सीधा सैलरी, वाह. ये भी सही है. Just wanted to share, I bought this course last year if you need some idea for your Udemy course. Oh, thank you. Let me see what this course is. 2024 Web Development Bootcamp. Oh, nice. Thank you. I will mark this as an inspiration. बता ही दो अब. Okay, 350K. Uh, let's do a higher or lower. Lower. Lower than 350K. Okay, let's see what's up in Astro. 5, 5.1, 5. When was this released? Let's find 5.0 dot. Oh, last month. Huh. Let's open this. What happened in Astro? Astro was in beta release in September 17th. And December 3rd is when it was announced an Astro 5 version. With Astro Content Layer to load your content from any source, and so islands to combine cache, static content with dynamic personalized content. We want to learn more about some features. Okay, release highlights include content layer, so islands and pre-rendering. Um, what's changed though? Well, with Astro 5.0, we're making it even better. The Astro content layer is a new, flexible, and pluggable way to manage content. providing a unified type-safe API to define, load, and access your content in your Astro project, no matter where it comes from. So you can plug in it seems like you can plug in your content anywhere in the project. So, for example, they have Notion here. Damn, that's crazy. Pattern this match blog, Notion loader, and then you fetch from this, load data from anywhere. That's crazy. Define collection from Astro content. Since Astro 2.0 content collections have allowed you to organize your static content in type-safe collections and then use them in any page on your site. However, as your site grows, having your content in Markdown files in a Git repository may become less practical. That's me. You might want to use a CMS. Yes, please. Have some sections of your site powered by a REST API. Yes, please. Or use optimized images from an asset management system like Cloudinary. Yes, please. This can quickly become a mess to manage, requiring various APIs and data fetching strategies. The content layer is a solution to this, bringing all of your content into one friendly type-safe data store, ready to use across your site. They're the content collections you know and love, but with the extra power of loaders, pluggable functions that fetch and transform data from any source. Okay, let's see. When you build a site, Astro loads the data from all of these sources and caches the collection in a single type-safe data store that you can use in pages. So you've got JSON, MD, MDX, you put that in your loader, and then you've got CMS, you also connect to your loader, API also connect to your loader. All of that goes to a data store, and then you put it in your Astro folder, Astro layers. That's actually really, really cool. I wonder if I can pull in my content from Notion and like Substack and maybe a CMS that I may want to add later on, or even GitHub because I have a lot of content on GitHub, and organize that all in one page. So all of my stuff on front end or like in my homepage can be automatically pulled in instead of me having to pull it in manually from different sources. I think that would be really cool. Um, 300K, close. So to give you an estimate of a staff engineer, so my title is lead member of technical staff, um, which honestly makes it's a little bit confusing, but it's lead member of technical staff is on levels.fii. Uh, it's a staff slash senior staff slash senior band. It's a huge band of PayPal. So when I moved from PayPal to to Slack, this is what I saw. Um, no, it's a staff to senior staff role of PayPal. Um, so it's kind of weird. But to give you an estimate of what a developer at Slack would get paid, a lead member of technical staff, the starting range is a 220K. This is base salary, and the end range is actually I don't know the end range, but I want to say like 300, 270. I don't know. I think it's 220 to 270K. Um, that's what a lead member of technical staff at Slack gets paid as a base pay. But then there is bonus on top of it, and then there is the stocks on top of it as well. Is Slack hiring for an IT support role? I have no idea. Um, I would actually look up on the career site of Slack and see if they are looking for an IT support role. Yeah, DSA really have for front end. So the question is DSA important or necessary for front end? And the answer is no. And you'd be surprised by how many people and how many companies don't ask for lead code questions for front end interviews. In fact, to get hired at Slack, I did not have to do a single lead code question. Same with PayPal, actually. Companies for front end roles are moving away from lead code questions and DSA. You do need to know them. I'm not going to lie for like having your fundamentals clear. Even though you may not need data structure and algorithms in the very lead code, raw, crude sort of way, you still need to know them for even JavaScript algorithm questions as well. Okay, folks, it's 6:06 p.m., which means it is the end of today's live stream. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me today. In this live stream today, we talked about the things that are new in front end. Specifically, we read an article which is you don't know, you may not need Next.js to talk about to kind of read over this and overview what stack they were using, what problems they had. The company that has published this article is called Comfy Deploy. I'm actually a developer from that company, so it's an interesting article to read if you haven't read yet. Um, and also, we've been reading on what's new in Astro.js. And this content loader sounds really interesting, and I would like to convert my uh, site from just Next.js into Astro because I'm kind of tired of writing my blog posts in MD. With that, thank you so much, everyone, for joining today's live stream. I will be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. PST, same time on this YouTube channel. Catch me on LinkedIn, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, wherever you're seeing this. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, Happy New Year and have a great year ahead. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.